Hey everyone, my name is Alyssa, I read, and welcome to another video. And today is an update video when it comes to the project I've been working on called TBR Zero. If this is the first time you've been to my channel, I've been working on a project where I read through my entire physical TBR. I have too many books and I just decided that I need to focus on the books I physically own and read through them. At the beginning of this project, I had 258 books. When I first started, I divided it into 3 sections: entire series, standalones, and incomplete series. And currently I've been really focused on entire series with bringing in a standalone every once in a while. So that is what I've been doing. I've been making these reading vlogs where I have different challenges to read books that are on my physical TBR. And yeah, so you can check out the playlist that I have linked down below of all these reading vlogs that I've previously done. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because someone asked why I wasn't really keeping track of my progress in the videos. I was doing that at first, and then I stopped doing that because I was finding it really challenging because my TBR was constantly in flux. Like I would, read a few books or DNF a lot of books, so that would dwindle down my TBR, but then I would also bring books in. And I know that sounds strange, but I've been buying books to add to the incomplete series section of my TBR, and that's because when it comes to a section, the plan is to read all those series, to read every single book possible, but I don't own every single book in that series. So when I come across a book at a thrift store or something, I do pick it up. And so my TBR is constantly in movement. I'm constantly reading books and it dwindling down my TBR, but then I also bring in books. It's been hard to constantly be aware of my TBR. It's not always that easy to keep track of, and especially the way I use my Goodreads. So when it comes to my Goodreads, I use it to keep track of every single book I own, and when I do keep track of the books I read as well. But when it comes to like DNFs, if I physically read a book and I DNF it, I do add that to my read section of my Goodreads. But if there's sequels in that series, I just remove them from my bookshelves. So I don't know, it's just hard to always keep track of. So that's what this video is about, is to let you know where I'm at. I took the time to sit down and figure out everything. So in the beginning of this project, plus some books I have acquired, the entire series section is 63 books. I have since read 14 books within that section. I also DNF'd 17 books. And so in total, I have read and or DNF'd 31 books. So now in the Tiny series, I have 32 books left. At the beginning of this project, for standalones plus any books I hauled, I had 66 books. I have since read 5 books, so now I'm left with 61 books in the standalone section. So when it comes to my TBR, I started with 258 books. I now have 223 books in total when it comes to how many books I have left. That also includes all new hauled books. When it comes to entire series, I have 32 books left to read. For the standalone section, I have 61 books left to read. And for the incomplete series, I have a total of 130 books. But if you want to include all titles within the incomplete series, so books that I own plus books I will have to get, that is a total of 344 books. So as of right now, in total, I have 223 books. So my TBR is dwindling down, which is great. But like I said, it is in movement all the time because I am bringing in books sometimes. So that's where I'm at. But let's talk about all the series that I have read, and I'll talk about if I've read it and if I DNF'd it. First of all, I read Burning Glass by Catherine Purdy. I read that. I gave that 5 stars, and then I moved on to Crystal Blade, which is the second book in that series, and I gave that one 2 stars. So I decided to not finish that trilogy, and so I DNF'd or unhauled Frozen Rain. Then I moved on to The Hazelwood. I liked that book just fine. I gave it 4 stars, but I didn't like it enough to continue on the series, so I DNF'd or unhauled The Night Country. Then I read The Holiday Swap, which is a standalone. I give it 5 stars. Then I tried Witchwood by Tara Mafi, and that's actually the second book in this duology, but you can read them as standalones, and I didn't really like it, so I DNF'd that and I decided not to read furthermore. So those 2 books are DNFs. Then I read The Good Luck Charm by Helena Hunting. I gave that 4 stars and I really liked it. Then I read Counting on a Countess, which I only gave 3 stars, but I do plan to read the 3rd book. Yeah, I read that. I read A Wedding in December, which I gave, it says 4 stars here, but I think I gave it more like 3.5. Then I read A Lady in Disguise by Lindsay Sands, and I gave that one 4 stars. Then I read Joining by Johanna Lindsay. That's actually a sequel, but they can be read as standalone. So I read that one first, and I think I only gave it 3 stars. So even though I gave it 3 stars, I do plan to read book 1 at some point. The Conspiracy of Us, I gave 5 stars, and I plan to continue on that series. Then I binge read the Darkest Powers series by Kelly Armstrong. The Summoning book 1, I gave 5 stars. The second one, The Awakening, I gave 4 stars. And then The Reckoning, I gave 4 stars. And since I loved that series so much, I did add the Darkest Powers Tales, the short story collection, which I do plan to read at some point. I read The Cage by Megan Shepherd. I had weird mixed feelings about it, but I gave it 3 stars, and I do plan to try the second book. Deluxe, I DNF'd, so I DNF'd not just that, but the following books: Rumors, Envy, and Splendor. Then I tried and DNF'd The Hunter's Moon by O.R. Melling, so I DNF'd that book, and The Summer King, The Lightbearer's Daughter, and The Book of Dreams. Then I read The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan and really liked it. I gave it 5 stars, so I do plan to continue on that series. I read and DNF'd Ruined by Amy Tintora, so I DNF'd that book, and then the following books, which are Avenged and Allied. Then I picked up The Immortal Rules by Julie Kiragwa. Loved it, gave it 4.5 stars to 5 stars. Then I read Someday Someday Maybe, which is a standalone by Lauren Graham, and I gave that one 4 stars. And then I read Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, so I'm going to continue on with the series. And then I read The Cruel Prince, which is not in a vlog yet, so you're getting some spoilers here for the next coming vlog. But I read The Cruel Prince. I reread it. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, so I do plan to continue on with that series. And then I tried Glitter by April Lynn Pike, and I did not like it, so I DNF'd that. So I'll be DNFing the second book, which is Shatter. And that is all the books I've read so far. So to reiterate, I read 14 books from the entire series section, and then I also DNF'd 17 of those books from the entire series, and then I also read 5 books from the standalone series. So I read or DNF'd 36 books so far in this project, and I don't know, I'm really encouraged right now. It's 223 books is that's a way better state than before. And I read things really slowly in compared to other booktubers, so this project is going to take as long as it takes. But it's helpful that I'm DNFing a lot. I think that is going to help dwindle my TBR. And yeah, so that is my current update. Please comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about this project. And if you have any reading challenges you want me to do, please comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about that. If you are doing this project, please comment down below. I'd love to know how it's going for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you have not done so, you can follow me on Goodreads and Instagram. And you know what? I want you to keep reading. Bye.